Duffy, can you talk us through how you went from being kind of on the periphery of the squad onto the bench and then all of a sudden thrown back into the mix on a horrible, windy, wet night up at Carlisle and yet managed to put in a performance like that?
Yeah, I couldn't wait when I seen the weather. But no, jokes aside, it was obviously come as a bit of a surprise because obviously I haven't been involved the last couple of months, which has been disappointing. But yeah, just glad to be back out there.
Mentally, how do you get your head around that?
Just train right, come in every day with a smile and try and do things right, and then if you do get your chance, then you can't complain then.
It must be easy to kind of let things slide though and slip when you think that you're not in the manager's plans and he's got a squad which could probably wage war on a small country.
Yeah, you do. You sometimes you do leave it slide and then you think, come on, I got to do this. I got to keep on top of things because, as you say, you get a few injuries or people out of form and whatever, suspensions, and all of a sudden you're back in, and then if you don't do yourself justice, then there's only one person to blame. So I've had a few chats with the manager, and he's been great. And at the end of the day, it's not about me; it's about whatever team he puts out there tries to win the game. Tries to win the game.
Have you always felt like you were in his plans, or have there been a moment where you felt like, do you know what, I might have to go out and find another club for myself here?
I don't know, because obviously, he's played the two young lads who have done well, and obviously left Ben out for myself, and obviously Ben will be disappointed, but he's done great since he's come in at so Stubbsy. So I've had to wait my time, and hopefully I've done enough now to say, look, I'm available, and I can still do a job.
What did he tell you about the reason as to why he was bringing you back into the fold?
Just a little bit of experience, I think, a bit of know-how, being there, done it sort of thing, and even though that it doesn't guarantee that you're going to play well or get results, even if you've got experience, you still got to do the job. But I think that was his plan, to get a bit more know-how into the team, and hopefully that showed on Tuesday.
What was that like, playing in those sort of conditions on Tuesday night? And have you ever played in anything like that before?
No, obviously the rain, you've played in rain, plenty of downpours, but the wind I've never seen or played in anything like that. It was quite unreal, really. But I think we adapted really well to the conditions, a lot better than they did, and we played in their half a lot. And second half, I thought we dictated the game really.
Obviously, Saturday at Cheltenham was so disappointing performance-wise, and you didn't play. Tuesday was so good, and so what I'm not asking when I ask this question is for your accountability on that, because you've only got accountability for half of it. But how can a team be so bad on Saturday and so good on Tuesday? No,
I don't think it's. I think everyone's got accountability. If you're not playing, it's for a reason you're not playing. So the others are doing the job. Obviously, the 11 or the 13 players we used on Saturday, we know when, or they knew when they come off, and everyone knew that it was nowhere near good enough. We had a good chat after the game and put a few things out there. Then obviously come Tuesday, and we turned up, and well, not just turned up, but we said to ourselves, this is it now. This is our last crack of, we need to sort something out right now, otherwise time's gone by. So it was 10 games to go. We got to win, 9 to go, and sort of we can see teams above us again.
How confident are you that you'll be able to get some sort of momentum and consistency with those 9 games going forward?
Yeah, confident. If when you win a game, you always think, right, where's the next one? It's get another 3 points. So that's the plan. That's why football's fun. You never know what's around the corner. So Morecambe come here 2 wins, I think, in the last 2. Pulled themselves out of trouble as well. So they'll be looking to get a win and totally probably clear themselves from the relegation zone. And if we win, then they'll be looking over their shoulders again.
You mentioned 9 games remaining. How many do you think you need to win, or how many points do you think it's going to take this year? It's usually around 46, 47, isn't it?
It is, yeah. But we could win another 2 games and everyone else loses. Realistically, that could happen. But I don't know. It's going to go down to the last game or 2. In my opinion. And we just got to keep picking up points. If you don't win, you can't lose. You've got to pick up. If we can't win on Saturday, we pick up a point. We get closer and closer. Pick up as many points as you can. It's hard to say how many you're going to need.
I think back to last season, and you captained this side to the playoffs, and you started this season, if my memory serves, as the captain of the football club as well. Are you still club captain? What is your role here? Do you know?
Good question. Good question. No, obviously. A new manager. Well, we've had 2 new managers since. I was injured, unfortunately, under Harry for for the full time he was here, more or less. And then obviously Gaffer's come in now and put Steady as captain, and that is what it is. You know, it's no big deal to me. You know, I haven't been playing anyway, so whether I was captain or not makes no difference. But you know, when I go out there on the Saturday, then I'll try and lead as best I can.
Does it affect the dynamic in the changing room?
As in,
does it cause any friction or anything like that, or are you all too long in the tooth to actually care about a little elastic armband that goes around?
Yeah, no, it's nothing like that. No, no one's really talked about it, to be honest. It's, you know, you're not captain anymore, and that's it, crack on, really.
I remember when, this is very different, I remember when I had the captaincy taken off of me when I was 14, 15, playing for an academy somewhere in Devon, and like I remember, like it hurt. Does it not impact you in the same way?
Probably would have when I was a bit younger. Being 33 now, it's like someone else has happened in your career, sort of thing, taking the captaincy off you. And you know, it was nice to have it when Kev gave it to me. It was great, you know, great for myself to lead the team into the playoffs, and that was what it was. And obviously, coming into this season, we started poorly, and from there, you know, it's gone downhill really. But hopefully now with the 3 points on Tuesday, that can spur us on for the remaining 9 games.
Can you believe how this season's gone?
Not when you look at the start of the season and people are saying, "Oh, you're this, you're that, you're this." That's football. You lose games and change teams and change squads. And if you look at our team from the other night, it's probably only myself who started, who was here, if I'm right, who was here last year. Is that? Thinking back, right. So people say to me, you know, how are you? And Louis, sorry, yeah. How are you down there? You know, and you look round and it's a totally different team, really. So you know, the club went a different way and brought in different players, and it hasn't quite worked. So it is what it is, and we got to get ourselves out of not a little hole, a big hole, really.
Morecambe on Saturday, as you've mentioned a couple of times. How big of a game is it?
Yeah, it's big because it's the next one, and you know, and they're down there with us. If we can win, it will drag them. Even though they'll think they're probably 6 points clear, we're all right. But they'll be looking over their shoulders if we can, and it's if we can get the 3 points.
Thank you, mate.
Have you tried to be like a sounding board for the 2 young lads?
For what, sorry?
For the 2 young lads who have been playing, have you tried to help them just with advice and a bit of guidance?
Yeah, obviously the managers picked the 2 young lads, and they've done well in games and not so well in others, but that's the same for everyone. And yeah, you know, I've trained well, I've trained with them as well, and tried to give them little pointers and do this, do that, and at the end of the day, you know, they'll be different players to myself. But you can only help players along the way, and they've been great as well.
Did they ask you for advice?
Yeah, they ask things, and you know, I ask them as well, what do you think? And so it's not a one-way thing. You know, he's other defenders here as well. You've got Briz and Birdie and Wardy, all centre halves, and so you know, if anything's to be asked, we have a chat with each other and go from there.
Do you see this as kind of a fresh start and a fresh chance to kind of fight for your future here beyond this season, or do you not think that far?
No, I don't think you can look that far. I mean, I don't think, you know, it's a big time for the football club. Going out of the Football League will obviously impact on the whole city, not just the football club. So, you know, that will be down to us, and we've got a big job to do.
On a personal level, have you ever been in this position before where you've been out of a team for so long, at any point in your career?
Not really, no. Obviously, when I was younger and not really in the team, then that's a bit different from being playing and then just totally out of it. So no, it's first time in my time of playing so many games to not then be playing, which has been disappointing. But you know, it is what it is. Football is, it's all about opinion. Someone likes you, someone don't think you're as good as someone else, and you know, that's where you got to train hard and prove people wrong.
Are you trying to prove people wrong at the moment? Then? Prove the manager wrong?
I don't think prove. You know, I always know what I can do and what I can't do. You know, I'm old enough to realise I can do this, and I'm not so good at that. So I know what I can do, and it's not about proving people wrong. No, you know, I've played enough games to realise, you know, I'm good enough to play. But it's not just about coming in and proving people wrong. It's not about me. It's about the team and who's best to play at the time, and the manager picks a team who he thinks can win on a Saturday.
Thank you very much. Anybody else?
Yeah, firstly, are you pleased pleased to be back in the team after a while?
Yeah, it's been great. Obviously, disappointed to be out for the last, I don't know, 2 months or wherever it is. Yeah, so delighted to be back and delighted to get the win.
So with the manager being impressed with your performance in particular on Tuesday, how do you feel as a team that it worked better?
Yeah, I think we was a lot more compact. Obviously, conditions applied what we couldn't do, what we could do in the game. So it was a difficult game, really. Conditions wise, we couldn't really get it in their half and stay in there, really. And I think second half, especially second half, I think first half we done okay with the wind, which is difficult. We needed that goal to go in 1-0 up just to give us, psychologically, we're 1-0 up with the wind because they're going to come at us. But I think second half we really controlled the game, passed it well, and possibly could have scored a couple more.
I mean, with the back four looking strong as well on Tuesday, how do you feel with the young lads and yourself that you can give that experience?
Yeah, obviously Stubbsy, Rob's got a lot of experience, and Rosie's played a lot as well. So obviously Stubbsy's the least experienced of all, but he's very vocal, and he puts his word across as well. He's not one that just hides away and lets everyone else do it. He's very vocal, and he was fantastic.
And just like finishing in 5th place last season and pushing for promotion, and now where we are this season, battling to keep out of relegation, did you ever think this would happen?
No, every season, every player will tell you, whatever team they're in, they always, especially the lower leagues, think, right, we can get up there this year, there's a chance for us. So I think that's no different to starting the season. The season before, we thought, right, we got a good chance here. It was no different this year. And unfortunately, it hasn't worked out as we would like, but, we can still end the season on a high and make people, smile again.
And just lastly, have you ever been in this situation before where you are trying to keep out of relegation?
Yeah, I was at Exeter in League One. Unfortunately we got relegated, and it's not a nice feeling. But obviously, League One to League Two is disappointing. But I'm guessing League Two out of the Football League will be catastrophic for the football club and the city.